Hello, welcome back. This is Kenshin1913, and we are Let's Playing Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within. In the last episode, we snuck into the basement area of the Hunt Club, and we found a bunch of weird heads and all that. Anyways, then we talked with Von Zell. He's a real piece of shit, and now we're gonna
I
leave.
think I've pumped that particular well dry.
Bye-bye, Xavier. Now let's get the hell out of here. Oh yeah, you can also exit this way. So yeah, now you can go to Von Glauer's house, but we're not ready to go there yet. We are ready to go to the Uber Farm police station. We're gonna go talk with this guy, Lieber.
Kommen Sie herein.
I like how they use the Gabriel Knight police theme.
Commissar Lieber, so generous of you to see me.
Sit down, Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight?
Now, you will tell me what you think you know about this case, yes?
How do you say quid pro quo in German?
There is no translation.
Thanks so much for your time.
Lieber.
Sit down.
He's got a good voice, like it's deep, but man, he gets angry a lot.
What are you proposing exactly?
You want information? I want information. It's kind of convenient that way.
I can't give you police information.
Why not? I'm not asking for anything confidential. Hell, I can't even read the damn newspapers around here. Press release stuff, that's all I want.
All right. But then it's your turn. Agreed?
Let's give him the cuckoo clock.
I hear you.
That's a good idea. Give him a cuckoo clock. Alright, so let's talk to him about stuff. Let's ask him about himself.
How long have you been a commissar?
10 years.
Yeah, the audio's...
All of them here in Munich?
Yes.
And a criminal commissar is like, what, a police detective in America?
Americans don't have so many ranks, I think. A German criminal commissar is, say, more like an English chief inspector.
Ah, P.D. James.
What?
Nothing.
I don't get it either. I don't get P.D. James. I apologize, game. Even back
Tell
in
me about the other
94.
victims.
What do you want to know?
Their names and stuff or something?
How many victims have there been?
5, including the one downtown.
Could there be bodies out there that you haven't found yet?
No. The killings have been done in broad daylight. Body parts left like a trail of boat criminal. Breadcrumbs?
Jack the Ripper Wolf.
Yeah, that's weird. Bonnie's ripped apart, huh?
When were the other victims killed?
The first was 32 days ago.
2 days after the zoo wolves escaped. And the others?
The 2 teenage boys were killed 20 days ago.
Damn.
The Huber girl 6 days ago.
They're speeding up.
Maybe.
You're getting hungry. You figured they'd get their fill off 2 teenage boys. I mean, jeez.
What about the locations of the killings? Any pattern there?
You can see for yourself if you like. I have a marked map on the wall. Until last night, the killer always struck 30 to 40 minutes outside the city. The first was killed north of München near Esching. The 2 males were killed in Feldkirchen, that's east. Tony Huber was killed on her parents' farm just west of Lacham.
Very interesting. Let's keep talking.
What does forensics say about the killer?
That information is not for the press.
But the bite marks, saliva, you've seen the bodies, I haven't.
All I can say is, it is an animal.
Mind if I take a guess? Your boys in the lab say the bite marks are canine and are closer to wolf than to dog. But beyond that, they can't pin it down. Nothing like it on the records. Probably a weird hybrid. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Because he's done his own research.
Have you given any thought at all about the possibility of
What?
a werewolf?
No, he hasn't, as you can tell.
Never mind.
He hasn't thought of werewolves. He's only thinking about sandwiches.
The killer isn't one of the zoo wolves, is it?
That is information the press does not have, Mr. Knight. I expect it to stay that way.
I understand.
As you pointed out so loudly at the crime scene, evidence on the killer does not match what we know of the zoo wolves.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about that?
Either there is a mistake with the zoo records.
I think the zoo would know if they had a reddish-brown hybrid in the wolf kennel.
I didn't say it was likely. Another possibility is, of course, that another animal is responsible.
Wild?
Possibly. Maybe. A pet.
Oh, someone's got a pet
A pet?
wolf.
As in maybe the reason you haven't been able to track the thing is that it's going into someone's home.
It's possible.
So someone has a big red wolf.
You keep saying an animal. You found evidence of only one animal? One bite pattern, one saliva type?
Yes.
Yet 2 wolves escaped from the zoo.
As you say, the zoo wolves do not figure into this at all.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No, I definitely would not say that.
They figure into it? How? Commissar Leva needs to know. Yeah, what about the latest victim?
Tell me about the latest victim.
What's his name?
Male, 52, Grossberg was the name. He was a furrier. Ironic, isn't it?
A furrier. What an amazing coincidence.
Those are the guys that, like, make furs or something? Is that what they do? I guess.
Have any theories about why the killer struck downtown this time?
No. Do you?
I read somewhere that wolves are clean animals. They don't kill close to their lair unless they're forced to.
Baudelaire! What are you talking about?
Not sure, actually. Random thought.
You know anything about the black wolf, huh?
Have you ever heard of anyone or anything called the black wolf?
What about black
The hair
forest
samples
cake?
we have are all reddish brown.
Yeah, I know. I was just wondering if you'd heard of a black wolf in general.
Hold on.
Is he gonna show me something weird? He's like, I got this picture my son drew of a black wolf 8 years ago. Isn't it so adorable? Sometimes the music is so foreboding, it's like, uh-oh. Hey, what
Here is this.
What if he just says nope?
What?
Missing persons case. A runaway teenaged girl. It happened in 1989 in a town called Kirschel, in the Nationalpark Bayerischer Wald, Bavarian National Forest.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just thought I remembered something. It was a sad case, you know. She was very pretty. Ah, yes. Here it is.
What?
There was a supposed witness. An old lady who lived on the edge of town near the woods. She says she saw the girl go into the woods the night she disappeared. Says the wolf got her.
The wolf?
The old lady had been complaining for some time about a huge black wolf in the woods. But no one believed her. She was verrückt. Crazy.
No one else ever saw the thing?
Hadn't been any wolves in those woods for 50 years.
So there was probably nothing to it.
That's what I thought at the time. Of course, that was years before this case. Never heard of wolf attacks back then.
Yeah.
It's an oddity for sure. I guess that's about... Oh, we still got more. Anywho's... Oh, I'll talk about it in a little bit once we're done with this.
Do you get a lot of missing persons cases in Germany?
Oh, sure. Mostly teenagers, runaways. It gets worse all the time. Families are not like they used to be, yes?
The mom and the dad.
Suppose not.
Son and the brother, sister, something.
That's all I wanted to know.
Good. We discuss you now, yes?
I guess.
You want to tell me, or do I have to ask?
I'm investigating the murder of Tony Yuba for her parents.
Why?
I'm an investigator. That's what I do.
You're an American P.I.?
You could say that.
And how did the Hubers end up hiring you?
Mutual friends?
I see. And this evidence you have?
A paw print and some hair samples from the Yuba farm. I spoke with some folks at the zoo as well.
All right, Mr. Knight. I don't know how the police deal with you in America, but in this country, we don't like civilian interference.
I understand.
If you hear something, you come to me. If you see something, you come to me. And under no circumstances are you to speak with the press. You do. And I'll have your passport.
Well, you wouldn't like it. It was a bad hair day.
I am quite serious.
I swear, not a word.
All right. I can't stop you from investigating. But stay out of our way.
Quiet as a shadow. That's me.
Stiff as a board. Alright, so let's look at the map. But yeah, the thing about this game, I think it was like 8 discs long. I remember playing this game back in the day, and it was like a long... It was a long
This
game.
map, it marks the locations of all the wolf killings, right?
Yes. What?
The one last night, the one in the middle, doesn't really fit, does it?
It has to fit. It happened.
Or does it?
I suppose.
Yeah, let's use our notepad on this. I guess. Look at the note at the right side. We're gonna write it down in our journal like a creep. Yeah, it was Kobayashi. You know, Orca Fat. You know, I used to have a barbershop quartet back in Skokie, Illinois. You know?
Latest victim's name and number.
Yeah, it was a big fat woman. And Redfoot. And that looks like the guy from, I don't know who that is, but that looks like the guy from Lord of the Rings. Alright, we are done here.
I'm gonna take off.
Stay out of trouble.
Of course.
Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing he didn't exist. Yeah, you know. Keaton believed in God, but the only thing he was afraid of was Kaiser Soze. Alright, I don't need to. Let's go and write Gracie.
I'd better make sure Gracie keeps busy. Elsewhere.
Dear Gracie, nice to hear that you're in Germany. Please don't find me. Your friend Gabriel. Oh yeah, look up them castles on Ludwig. Stay far away from where I am. Your friend Gabriel. God, this game would be so different if it came out now. It would be like emails and shit like that, you know?
Who should I call?
Anyways, we have Grossberg's phone number. So let's call him up. See if we can get any information out of him, maybe. Ah, rotary phones. God. That brings you back, doesn't it?
Hello?
Maybe.
Hello. My name is Knight. I'm an American associate of Herr Grossberg's.
Yes? I was just calling the people in Herr Grossberg's address book to notify them. Have you heard that Herr Grossberg has...
Yes, I know about his death.
Yes, I'm sorry. Would you mind giving me your name again so I can check you off the list?
Knight.
Ella Hoffman. I'm not finding you.
Could you check under Vaughn? It's Vaughn Knight.
Oh, so, yes, Von. Von Eigner, von Frank, von Stein. You're not under Von either.
Excuse me, did you say Von Agner?
Yes?
Do you know Von Agner?
I don't know him. I don't know most of Grossberg's business contacts.
Grossberg knew him.
If this is about money, you're out of luck. All the accounts are locked until someone comes in and takes over. Besides, there's nothing in them anyway.
Really? Well, could you just look up an account balance for me?
I can't. The address book is all I have. The police have taken Herr Grossberg's ledgers.
Oh, well, thank you.
So
Goodbye.
this guy had Von someone on his list. One of the guys from the club apparently talked with this guy and dealt with this guy. So it's good to know, I guess. Now it's time to head back out. Alright, so now we're going to head over to Von Glauer. Alright, welcome to Von Glauer's house. This guy's like my second favorite guy.
Entschuldigung, Baron. Gabriel Knight ist hier, Sie zu sehen.
Lassen Sie bitte ihn herein.
Yeah, he's like my second favorite character, besides Gabriel. Because I like Gabriel. And I like Von Glauer, he's cool.
Gabriel, what a pleasure to see you so soon. Bringen Sie uns bitte ein zweites Glas Wein.
Hope I'm not taking advantage of your kind invitation.
Well, my invitations are meant to be kept. Come, warm yourself.
See, what a nice guy, huh?
I hope you like wine. I got hooked on the grape when I lived in France.
It's fine, Baron.
Call me Friedrich.
All right.
Good. I like to have things settled.
Yeah, there's a lot
You
of...
were going to tell me how you found the club and about your hunting in America.
Oh, there must be more interesting subjects.
No doubt. You are a man who runs deep, I suspect.
On my off days.
I find nothing more stimulating than a new companion. A fresh mind with treasures to reap. New thoughts like rare birds uncovered and examined, one by one.
Yeah,
It is
okay.
only when people know each other well that they run out of things to say.
That's true. I
May we
know.
never be so cursed.
But yeah, they're drinking wine already. Is it even 10 o'clock yet? Granted, you know what? I'm not gonna judge him. But so before we start talking with Von Glauer, let's look at this weird mask up here. Is that like a Tedalo mask there?
That's a great mask. Mind if I take a look?
Be my guest.
It's creepy.
Interesting. Is it African?
No, Indian. I picked it up in Brazil.
Huh.
Yeah.
Von Glauer says it's Indian.
Yeah, well,
Von Glauer says...
it's an interesting mask for sure. So let's chat, shall we? Tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
Are you from Munich originally?
No, I was raised abroad. But both of my parents had deep Bavarian roots.
Really? Where abroad?
All over. France, England, South America, North America. I love to travel.
Yeah, if you got the money. And the safety, I guess.
So tell me about your family.
The Von Glovers? We are not nearly as old a line as the Ritters, I'm afraid.
Do you have a wife? Children?
Good God. No.
You sound like someone else I know.
I've been picking up on certain similarities between us. Do you have relatives? How fair is the Ritter family tree?
Pretty fair.
I'm the last.
I too. I suppose all trees eventually stop bearing fruit.
I guess. And I guess trees aren't really immortal. I was thinking they were at one point, but...
How'd you end up here?
My circumstances were probably not much different than your own. I wanted to return to the land of my ancestors, and so I did. Which reminds me, you were going to tell me how the Ritter family ended up in America.
My grandfather. He left the family and went to New Orleans.
But you chose to return to the family. Why?
If you want to know the truth, I didn't have a hell of a lot of choice.
Yes. I understand.
Yeah, it's a long story, too. I mean, I had to deal with, you know,
Tell me about the club.
voodoo stuff.
I'd prefer it if you formed your own opinions. To be perfectly frank, I could use a fresh perspective. That's one reason why I invited you to join us.
Well, it seems pretty homoerotic, if you want to know my opinion.
How about telling me about the other club members?
Ah, my select few. You find them valuable friends once you get to know them.
Did most of them come to the club through you?
For the most part. Though occasionally, fate throws one into my lap.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, that's what I gotta say.
All of the men at the club are from wealthy German families, I gather.
Yes, but it's not quite that simple. I am a believer in self-determination. Each man at the club must also be personally accomplished and gifted.
Really?
Absolutely. For example, von Eigner owns one of Germany's biggest meat butchering plants. And he runs an elite private brewery.
A lot of burgers.
It's true he inherited the business, but he's expanded it a great deal.
Nice.
A butchery. Huh. And the others?
Price is recognized as one of the best trial lawyers in Germany.
Oh, very cool.
He seems pleasant enough in person, but you would be surprised how vicious he can be in a courtroom.
And Henneman?
Is with the government. He has a prominent position and is an acknowledged contender for higher office.
Really? How high?
There have been newspaper reports that predicted the highest.
Wow, he's going to be
That
president.
would be convenient for his friends, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Prime Minister.
Such men are an asset to everyone who knows them.
Yeah.
And Baron von Zell?
Von Zell's family owned the majority of stock of one of Munich's oldest banks.
In his own personal accomplishments?
Gar was, is a quite promising young man. He was always top of his class, the best at anything he did.
I keep picking up a past tense here.
You haven't seen him at his best.
Why, is he not his best anymore?
He's going through a rough spot lately, I'm afraid.
What, his parents die? What about here, Dr. Klingman? You didn't even talk about him, huh?
There's something about the club I don't quite understand.
Yes?
I get the feeling you're not your average, ordinary hunting club.
No?
Well, that room in the basement, for instance.
I gather you've been exploring.
Well, the door was open.
It doesn't matter. You are right. Yes. The Königlich Bayerische Hofjagdloge is more than just a hunting club. We share certain philosophical beliefs as well.
Interesting. Yeah, what's the club philosophy? Is it kill or
I'm
be
curious
killed?
about these philosophical beliefs of yours. Can I talk you into enlighten me?
Are you really interested?
Not really, but
Yes.
I'm glad.
hear it.
You seem to be the sort of man who would appreciate our way of thinking. The men at the club and I, it is our desire to reconnect with our true physical nature.
Go on.
Think of it this way. What makes men different from any other species on this planet?
They think?
Civilization. Of course. Oh, it's not a bad thing, human society. But it has come at a terrible price. Through civilization, man has lost his physical self, his sensory power, his instinct, if you will. He became fat and lazy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't
A
describe
dulled,
me.
rusted blade.
And those are my good days.
Picture a beast in the woods. It is alert. It smells. It sees. It feels everything around it. It can tell where some other animal has passed days before, where food is to be found. It can sense danger. You put civilized man in the woods, and he's comparably deaf, dumb, and blind.
I hear you, but isn't some of that related to physical makeup? Our senses of smell and hearing aren't as sharp as those of wolves, for example.
That's just it. Surely man once had those abilities.
I doubt it.
As generations of city dwellers failed to use their most acute senses, genetically they started to fall away, the way limbs wither when not exercised. I believe we can hold this degeneration. And not only hold it, but recover that which was lost.
It's an interesting concept. Do you have any proof that such powers are recoverable?
Proof? I felt things myself. Keener hearing, sharper smells. But documentable proof? That is harder.
Yeah, write a paper.
To what extent we can recover these primal abilities, and what some of those abilities might prove to be. That is what we still struggle to find out.
You're very convincing, Friedrich. There's no doubt that the potential is fascinating.
Yeah, it would be cool to smell better. Well, maybe not. I don't know about smell better, but...
How does one go about trying to get back in touch with one's physical self?
Sight would be good.
Does it have something to do with hunting?
You are right. That's part of it, yes. Man is, or was, a predator. But unfortunately, he was too smart for his own good. He figured out how to raise his prey in pens. Hunting helps us get back in touch with our predator soul.
Do you? Get back in touch with your predator soul?
Some of us have been more successful at tapping into that than others.
All right, let's hear more about the club philosophy.
So how has this philosophy affected the men in the club?
The men at the club are all excellent specimens who have used the philosophy to increase their success and power.
So your woods becomes corporate headquarters, your prey the competition.
Some of the technique can be applied, yes.
Oh, well, let's start
When the senses are primed,
start classes.
one
Sell
can
it.
pick up all sort of feedback that is normally lost in the haze.
Speaking hypothetically, do you think it would be possible to take this philosophy too far?
Funny that should occur to you so quickly. It hadn't occurred to me for the longest time. I hope not.
Yeah, because that philosophy in the wrong hands can be bad. And finally, let's ask him about the Black Wolf.
Have you ever heard of the Black Wolf?
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Gunther! Würden Sie das bitte reinigen?
You barely got me.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Danke.
Why don't you ask him about Ludwig?
I feel so clumsy. Danke, Gunther. What was it you asked again?
I asked if you'd ever heard of the Black Wolf.
Of course, you did. I suppose you just startled me. These killings in the papers, they've really got me derailed.
Derailed?
Any particular reason?
People getting slaughtered. Children. In broad daylight.
Yeah.
Nature can seem cruel,
That's not nice.
but it is orderly. It does not waste or torture. Not like this. And with the club espousing what we do, our philosophy does not support this kind of thing.
I'm sure that's true.
I apologize. It just,
He gets weirded out about this,
I'm
huh?
concerned that we are not put in the best of light under these circumstances. To promote hunting when these atrocities in the papers. You must understand. The nature I promote is not a murderer. When a healthy beast kills, it takes only what it needs to survive.
and it does so respectfully. It is only the man who is capable of such a pointless slaughter.
Yeah, especially against children.
I'll be glad when this has passed. I'm sure the other men feel the same way.
Why? Were they indicting you on anything? You're just some harmless club, apparently. Alright, so that's pretty much what
I'm not sure what else to say.
That's pretty much it with Von Glauer Rowdy.
Well, I hate to say it, but I should go.
It's been a rare pleasure.
Yeah. I've been kind of isolated over here myself.
I'll see you at the club tonight, won't I?
Oh, right.
And perhaps you'd like to come over for a drink after that? It will give us a chance to talk some more about the others.
Yeah, we can talk shit, you know.
I'd like that. Thanks.
You know, fucking say, yo, Von Glauer, he's shitty. The other guy, he's kind of weird. You got one guy, he's a drunk, and then another guy, he's really friendly. Anyways, even though I don't have to, I'm gonna head back to the Uber farm. Just because it's quiet. Anyways, I am actually gonna stop the video here. And, F. What's next? G? Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna stop the video.
The Ubers have a nice setup here. A bit domesticated for my taste, but nice.
Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna stop the video here. In the next episode, we'll continue on with Chapter 3. I've been Kenshin 1913. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.